What's going on, guys? Hey, y'all.
Man, what's going on, everybody, man? We back at it, man. You already know what time it is.
Great snack habit. How is everybody?
I don't say that no more.
I know, but I can.
So listen. So we're going to do this Thomas Sowell video. And he's saying why, what did he say? How did the American society lose everything? And I don't know which loss he's referring to. He's talking about the youth. He's talking about drugs. All this wokeism that's going on that the smart people are tired of. Let's see.
Many of the issues of our times are hard to understand without understanding the vision of the world that they are part of. Whether the particular issue is education, economics, or medical care, the preferred explanation tends to be an external explanation, that is, something outside the control of the individuals directly involved. Education is usually discussed in terms of the money spent on it, the teaching methods used, class sizes, or the way the whole system is organized.
True.
Students are discussed largely as passive recipients of good or bad education. But education is not something that can be given to anybody. It is something that students either acquire or fail to acquire.
Right.
Personal responsibility may be ignored or downplayed in this non-judgmental age, but it remains a major factor nevertheless. After many students go through a dozen years in the public schools at a total cost of $100,000 or more per student, and emerge semi-literate and with little understanding of the society in which they live, much less the larger world and its history, most discussions of what is wrong leave out the fact that many such students may have chosen to use school as a place to fool around, act up, organize gangs, or even peddle drugs. The great escape of our times is escape from personal responsibility for the consequences.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Whenever I see a cigarette and alcohol, I just be like,
Man,
bruh,
let me just cut into what he's saying and get
fight
thrown
and
off.
outrun you.
He said that, the biggest issue is people accepting personal responsibility.
Yeah, it's massive.
And that's what it is. Because by the time you in high school, you pretty much thinking for yourself, making decisions for yourself. You're in ninth grade. Yeah, your parent is there helping you, guiding you along the process. But, it's on you on whether or not you're going to graduate or not.
I think accepting personal responsibility is the opposite of the woke community. Because that's all about everybody else is the problem. But if you accept responsibility, then you have no woke community. When you think about it. It's based on everybody else being a problem and you being called out kind of community. No. Accept responsibility, there's no woke.
Consequences of one's own behavior. Differences in infant mortality rates provoke pious editorials on a need for more prenatal care to be provided by the government for those unable to afford it. In other words, the explanation is automatically assumed to be external to the mothers involved, and the solution is assumed to be something that we can do for them.
You done shot the club up.
While it is true that black mothers get less prenatal care than white mothers and have higher infant mortality rates, it is also true that women of Mexican ancestry also get less prenatal care than white women and yet have lower infant mortality rates. But once people with the prevailing social vision see the first set of facts, they seldom look for any other facts that might go against the explanation that fits their vision of the world. No small part of the current confusion between health care and medical care comes from failing to recognize that Americans can have the best medical care in the world without having the best health, because so many people choose to live in ways that...
Oh, I can hear my cholesterol going up from looking at it.
Let the man finish saying what he's saying.
Comes from failing to recognize that Americans can have the best medical care in the world without having the best health, because so many people choose to live in ways that shorten their lives.
Yeah. Now, that's when you pause it so I can make sure I'm getting my thought clear. But of course, that's pore clogging.
Now, I don't know what a chlorpog is, but
pore clogging. I said pore clogging.
But that just
artery blocking.
It's like, yeah, that's
And so therefore but eating a certain way and living a certain lifestyle for the majority will put pharmaceutical companies out of business that make drugs that support you to keep killing yourself. Because that's what it is.
I think as America, we're starting to live in a second place lifestyle, second place trophy. Well, you still look good that you fat and obese and cholesterol over the roof and blood pressure over the roof and you can't breathe.
No, ain't nothing cute about that in my opinion.
But you still looking good.
No, absolutely not.
Second place. We got a second place mentality.
Because that's why, there is a fight against heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. There are instances where people are born with certain, with things, but much of people's, health conditions, many people suffer from health conditions that can be controlled by exercise and diet.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. There's so much research out here that supports it. We looked at so many documentaries about it. We're all into plant-based living. We're all into healthy eating. And we don't eat perfect 365 days a year. Come on. Let's just keep it real.
You know what I think also happens too? We grow up eating a way. You know how we can eat a certain way and it won't affect your body because you're youthful, but then the habit does not change. And so you continue to eat like you did when a kid. Now your body can't take it like it could. As a kid, you can do all this stuff and it wouldn't affect your blood pressure and when the cholesterol didn't matter then. And I think people didn't switch habits.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, but psychological, because there's no way after eating that you're gonna tell me you feel great and you feel good,
horrible.
like you wanna get up and spring up and bounce up. No, you tired, you sluggish, you're gonna go to sleep and take a nap. Why? Because you're eating stuff that your body is not even. It's got to break down and try to fit, churn it up and burn it and give it something and recognize what it is.
Look, when we were downtown LA and when I had something like that, my God, I've never felt so terrible
What was it?
It was those fries, those loaded fries.
Oh yeah, with the barbecue on there.
Yeah, I was like, I've never felt like a gross pig on the way home. But let's go.
Yeah.
Can be grave practical consequences of a dogmatic insistence on external explanations that allow individuals to escape personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Americans can end up ruining the best medical care in the world in the vain hope that a government takeover will give us better health. Economic issues are approached in the same way. People with low incomes are seen as a problem for other people to solve. Studies which follow the same individuals over time show that the vast majority of working people who are in the bottom 20% of income earners at a given time end up rising out of that bracket. Many are simply beginners who get beginners' wages, but whose pay rises as they acquire more skills and experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yet there is a small minority of workers who do not rise, and a large number of people who seldom work and who, surprise, have low incomes as a result. Seldom is there any thought that people who choose to waste years of their own time and the taxpayers' money in school need to change their own behavior or to visibly suffer the consequences so that their fate can be a warning to others coming after them not to make the same mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just the non-judgmental ideology of the intelligentsia, but also the self-interest of politicians that leads to so much downplaying of personal responsibility in favor of external explanations and external programs to solve the problem.
Yeah,
Wow.
This was good.
Yeah.
She look close to Obama, ain't she?
No, but look, you can see security standing right there with the glass on. Like, as soon as she tripped, that head be slammed to the table.
I mean, he just as close as
She be all in them little cubbies right there.
She'll look close, ain't she?
She's super close.
Where Michelle at? You want to change the screen back?
Nah, she close because she was trying to reach through and shake the guy's hand.
Well, yeah, he is. I know, but she's like, hold up. But anyway, yeah, this was really good. I like that he said. I like what he said. And that's each individual accepting responsibility. And I also like how he pointed out the fact of, people there, a percentage of people who are in poverty or have low income are able to rise above that. And of course it goes back to the individual saying they want to change their life. They want more for themselves and their family.
Right.
So it's each individual responsibility.
It is, and like I said before, that's the responsibility of the left side party, that they don't want you to take accountability. They want to fix every problem. And I will say this: there are some things on the left side that they're fixing out. I warrant like certain fix of certain things that the right side might not agree. But most of the stuff that left does that they do on their side, I don't agree with. Like, certain things like student loans and something like that. I'm okay with that. But I'm going to say, for the most part, what they do, I'm not. That's why I don't favor that party anymore like I used to back in the day.
I'm sure our squad knows that because you say that quite often.
What? How
you are not for the left. So they all know what it is, don't y'all? But it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to say, dude, I was over here chuckling inside because, if I were to eat the way I did in my younger years before I got into like healthy living and stuff like that, which was learn about how to work out, eat healthy, and plant-based when I joined Quick Weight Loss at age 15. It's been a lifestyle for me since then. But I just think about if I didn't change it, I'd be big as a hill, as my Uncle Goody say. He said big as a hill. Shout out to Uncle Goody. But, no way. It's just like, and you can't, because even when I eat something like fried fish, French fries, hush puppies, coleslaw, nothing wrong with the coleslaw. I always feel a little,
like sometimes, feel a little way after you eat it.
I feel a little heavy, whereas maybe I just do the fish and the coleslaw. But you want the hush puppies, the bread, so it's okay, but not as a lifestyle every day.
Yeah.
Because we're humans. You may want to have a little bit of something, delightful, but that may not be as beneficial, but your body is going to let you know what it is.
So, no, I agree. Your body will let you know. On top of that, we have to be fully aware of what we're eating. And a lot of times in this world, we're not really zooming into what we're eating. We just think we're going to be okay and fine. Like, I'd say, my own personal being transparent. I went and got my blood reading, and I was like, why is my cholesterol so daggone? My cholesterol so high? Come to find out, man, I've been doing 5 whole eggs every day. I do like 5 whole eggs, right?
And the wife says,
then,
are you eating whites?
Hold up. And then,
or are you eating the yolks?
And then so I'm thinking like, I've been doing that. But then I'm like, but come to find out, I read a whole egg, cholesterol is 185 milligrams of cholesterol. That's a lot. 1 egg. So think about, I do 5 a day, every day. And that's like 3,500 milligrams of cholesterol a month. That's ridiculous. So I was like, so you have to pay attention. And even as we get older, we're not kids anymore. Most of us, when you get older, your body don't accept the stuff like it used to. You got to switch. You can't be at McDonald's. You can't be eating fast food, because then what's going to happen is you're preparing yourself to have you have open heart surgery.
I want to loop it around to, we're not going to drill folks about diet and all that.
I'm going to drill you.
But y'all know how we feel about that. And I like the fact that what he's talking about, education. I don't want to lose that piece. I like the fact of him hitting on, education and how it's viewed, and what in politics, what's the highlight of it, test scores, making sure that the kid is, acclimating to whatever the curriculum is, having enough teachers to be able to disseminate the education and or the curriculum. But I feel like it should be completely switched up. I really do. I really think it should be more focused. And I know some of the Montessori and private have different curriculums than public, even though you have some great public schools out there. Yep. I just think it should be switched up completely to where what is the track of the kid? It should be different tracks based off of areas of interest.
Yeah.
And what's current in our society. The education, higher education school framework is it has changed. We know it's still relevant, and there are certain professions that still need a certain standardized education plan. Okay. But your entrepreneurs, people that maybe in public relations, stuff like that, arts, entertainment, I don't think that it can be done a little different, where if that's the case, they need to start early in elementary school.
I think so too. I think because we're getting in a phase to where, man, nobody wants to. We need to be teaching about relevant stuff. We spending way too much manpower and hours and teaching about irrelevant education.
Money. Yes, just for me as an instance, artist, influencer, content creator. If I was going to school, I would have wanted my whole track to be about, art, maybe some writing, arts, entertainment, writing, all that good old stuff. Of course, content creation wasn't around when I was in elementary school, but the mere fact that shifting and having a curriculum that's starting early instead of all this other stuff that I don't even use and need, all this social studies, history, boring stuff that I didn't even use. And what do I gain from the information? And if it's something extra that I wanted, I could have added on as an elective.
Elective or learn it later.
Yes.
We need to be teaching everybody. Firstly, for the foremost, we don't need to be teaching about different genders. Man and a woman gender. We need to leave it at that. We don't need to be educating in that space. People want to find out certain things as they get older, they'll start learning. We need teaching. You need to know your math. You need to know your reading. You need to know credit. You need to track that from a very early age, starting to see testing you, see what you like.
Financing, budgeting, investing,
all that.
Money consciousness, personal development, growth. Relationship building, all the things that are current and relevant and things that we need in our current day society, all this other stuff, they need to and I guarantee you kids' interest would increase.
It's going to a lot of stuff will change.
Dropout rate would decrease. You'd have less behavior problems, and you would have less minority groups being highlighted, penalized, identified, and starting to track in this SST, RTI process for special education for things that they don't even need to be in there for. It's just the lack of interest and the lack of training for the professionals who's providing it based off what the state is requiring. So let me not go there, but yeah.
No.
I totally agree with what he's saying about the education. Kids need to be able to step up and let their parents know this is what interests me and this is the track that I want to go on. It would be so much better.
It's time to stop raising second place trophy kids.
All right, we done went on a whole digression,
but so anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe, don't take a nose dive, comment down the section below. But
if you want some more, and this might be something for us to talk about live during one of our lives. So let's put up something on the community board to see if they want to dive in a little deeper about some real current day issues about stepping up and taking accountability and responsibility in America.
That's cool with me.
Individuals.
All right.
Let's go. Love you guys.